Good morning, Rangers. Welcome to another episode of Virtual Safari School. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and again, I'm glad that you could join us today for another episode. Well, let's get to it. Let's grab our field guide and head out on safari. Today is brought to us by the letter I. I. Can you think of any animals that start with I? Yeah. What about iguana? Did you say that one already? Cool. All right. Well, now let's talk about three animals that start with I that maybe you know and maybe you don't know. The first one is an ibex. I-B-E-X. Now, we recently learned about a relative of the ibex, the oudad, on our very first safari. So the ibex is a mammal. It is any number of species of wild goats living in North Africa, East Africa, and Europe or Eurasia. So it's considered in the Capra family. Capra means goat in like Latin. So anytime it's a goat species, it's in the Capra genus. Again, similar to the oudad, it's a mountainous wild goat. Males are much larger than females with really, really big, long, curving horns. Females have much smaller horns. Populations have been declining primarily in Europe, and that has led to protections of the ibex in the the Italian Alps, as well as the reintroduction of ibex populations in countries where they once roamed. They typically live in either mostly male or female herds, and females give birth to a single kid. That's right, a baby goat is called a kid, to a single kid. And from a young age, they are exceptionally good climbers. They have really unique hooves that allow them to cling to the tiniest of rocks and ledges. So they are the OG mountain climbers. If you enjoy climbing mountains, you might have been an ibex or an oudad in a past life. Let's see. Interestingly, they are also capable of climbing trees if the trees are sturdy enough to hold their weight. So ibex, again, you can find them from Spain all across Europe, Northern Africa. So go ahead, Google what an ibex looks like. And let's go on to our next animal, which sounds a little similar. That's the ibex. Now we're going to learn about the ibis. The ibis is a bird. It's a wading bird, medium, maybe about the size of a chicken. To me, a chicken is like a medium-sized bird. A small bird is like a songbird, and a big bird is like an eagle, and an extra large bird is like an ostrich. So it's a medium wading bird found in tropical and warm subtropical marshlands and swampy, watery areas all over the globe. They're found on most continents except Antarctica. Cool. And there are about 26 different kinds of ibises. Ibis that I have seen include the Japanese or crested ibis when I was visiting Sado Island over 15 years ago. And they are actually considered endangered. And on the verge of extinction and are in further need of protection. But other ibises are not considered endangered, and populations are doing just fine in Africa, in South America, and here in the United States. The scarlet ibis is a bright pink, like super bright pink, like flamingo or like hibiscus bright pink. They're found in South America, while here in the United States, the white ibis can be found. They're built for wading with long legs and long beaks, good for snapping fishes. And the ibis was considered very sacred to the ancient Egyptians. They lay about 3 to 5 eggs in a nest built of sticks in large nesting colonies in swampy areas. So that's the ibis. Go ahead, check out what an ibis looks like. Again, that's I-B-I-S. And maybe go ahead and draw an ibis and see how your bird art skills are. So let's head on to our third animal. This is a unique one. Have you ever heard of an Indri? What's an Indri? Thanks for asking. An Indri is a primate. It's the largest of the lemur family. Just like other lemurs, they only live in Madagascar, which means they're probably food for the fossa. Food for the fossa. And they are the largest, standing about 2.5 feet tall and weighing about 30-ish or 15 to 20 pounds. Again, endemic to Madagascar, where because of habitat loss, deforestation, agricultural expansion, they're losing a lot of their habitat and so are considered critically endangered. They're black and white with like greenish yellow eyes and fluffy ears, so they sort of look a little bit like a teddy bear, but unlike other lemurs, they don't have much of a tail. Most lemurs have long tails, and they just have short little bobtails. So that's interesting. They're arboreal herbivores, so they are vegetarians that live in the trees. And when they jump around, they stand vertically instead of like horizontally like most other primates, and that makes them somewhat unique. Doo-ba-doo-doo. Oh, like other animals that we've learned about, Indris are monogamous, meaning they choose one mate for life, and it's a group effort raising the young, although the female is a primary caregiver to the single young born, but the male assists with other family duties as well. Because it is endemic to Madagascar, it is deeply rooted in the culture of the Malagay. I forgot how to say it, but the local cultures. So it's also called the Babakoto. Babakoto. Can you say Babakoto? And there's a lot of respect surrounding the Indri, and so it is not considered appropriate to hunt or kill them, although there is some of that going on. And there's a lot of different legends surrounding how the Indri and humans developed a unique relationship. And I encourage you to check some of those legends out. So let's see. Similar to other lemurs, females are the dominant in lemur society. So lots of female bosses leading the troops around and making the decisions. That's pretty cool. Oh, and fun fact, Indris enjoy going to the bathroom together. Yay! It's like a communal event. That's nice. They're very vocal animals and have a range of unique sounds that can be heard throughout the forest, and different warning calls actually signify different things. For example, they have a different warning call when they're letting other lemurs and Indris know that, yo, there's something coming from the sky, it's a hawk, and yet they have a different call if a predator is coming from the ground, like the fossa. So that's pretty unique as well. Another unique behavior that has been observed of the Indris is that each morning as the sun rises, they practice an almost sun meditation where they face the sun and they sit in their trees more or less cross-legged, and they just gently sit there, relaxed in a relaxed position with their eyes half closed, and they just enjoy the sun on their face. So whether this has a spiritual background or they just like sunbathing is unknown. However, it is a very unique behavior, which is why the local people sometimes believe that the Indris are sun worshippers. So that's a fun fact. I don't have any fun stories with the Indri because I've never been to Madagascar. So that's definitely on the bucket list, though. I do think that'd be a wonderful place to visit. Because Indris do not do well in captivity, it is very important that we protect their habitat. And again, that's why I'm so grateful for all of you for tuning in, for exploring the natural world, for getting excited about exploring it and protecting it. And remember to tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow will be brought to us by the letter J. And we'll go ahead and review the animals we learned this week. And again, I'll give you a fun little quiz for you to do over the weekend. So today's animals, again, were the Ibex, I-B-E-X, the Ibis, I-B-I-S, and the Indri, I-N-D-R-I. So go ahead and check them out. Please share your artwork below, share your comments and questions below. And as always, Rangers, stay wild and have a beautiful day. Bye.